Um, when we talk about absurdity, I was not expecting it. I know that James Bond has some over the top moments and stuff like that, but the man with the golden gun takes the absurdity to a whole new level. This is a new series of writers who make it from what could be a believable action thriller to something that's so absurd and over the top, but it's still enjoyable if you just watch it for exactly what it is. Okay, so there's this device called the Solux agitator, which can help with the energy shortage or whatever was going on in Britain. I know that there was something going on here in the States in the 1970s. Was that gas shortage? Whatever. So Bond is dispatched to try and figure out what's going on, and portrayed by Scaramanga, I think. Francisco Scaramanga, portrayed by Christopher Lee. He keeps been appearing in more of my reviews lately. But anyway, here he portrays definitely one of the more interesting villains. I liked him, with his legendary voice, tall demeanor, and his wit. Because I am more than just Sauron. I could also be Lord Somerville. I will even play Scaramanga, and I am also a cousin of Ian Fleming. Yes, really. But when he's not on screen, oh my word! Right, all right. I get that a film franchise has to evolve. It has to adapt to like a new generation and stuff like that. I understand that, and it's like it can't all be the same kind of serious stuff with Spectre, okay? But this is just, ugh. And all right, what made this just be hilarious, just hilariously bad, is there's this car chase. It's believable. They're going through Hong Kong. And it's like, okay, I can believe that they're trying to navigate the traffic. I don't know how Hong Kong traffic is. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't know. But then when there's like when there's the water and then road on either side, I forget there's a river in the middle. I forget what the actual term for it. It's not like not like a mangrove or a culvert, but it just is like, okay, in order to catch them, because we already have a little person and Christopher Lee inside one car, and then the cop who returns from the southern cop who returns from the previous movie, seriously, says, yeah, the nearest bridge is 2 miles back. What does Bond do? Gets on a broken ramp, jumps over it. All the while there's a slide whistle plays, and an already over the top scene. John Barry, I think, composed it, and he said he regretted adding it because he thought that the audience would not take the chase scene seriously, which up to the point it was, you could believe it, but then just no, just no. And then let's get to Taiwanese schoolgirls and have them beat up and the father beat up like 15 dojo students. Well, Training said, yeah, their father runs a karate school. I'm sorry, it was an uncle picking up two nieces. I'm like, what? They already just pretty much just knocked them all unconscious, and it's not like it's even hard blows. Obviously, it's not hard. It's choreographed, but it's just so stupid. And it's like I could actually believe a little bit of the respect that was going on with the dojo. Maybe, for maybe it's like, yeah, how they have the different weapons and stuff just to showcase and everything. I'm like, okay, this is not bad. I like this. But then to have that happen, that over the top, unbelievable, absurdist scene happen, it's just no. No. And then finally, when we get to the island, we have the little person. I'm going to mention the little person in a minute. We have a maintenance person. And then we have Christopher Lee. And it's like, okay. It's like, let's have, the usual Bond is meeting with the villain. That's fine. I don't care. Let's have them do 20 paces. And then, of course, we turn around and we're thinking that, oh, okay, Lee's going to be there. Nope, he runs off and goes into his fun palace, I guess. It's almost like a hall of mirrors. What with the mechanisms and the cowboy that's you got a 6-shooter and slanted doors and everything else. And I'm like, what is this? It's like, I don't know. Then, of course, eventually, when we do meet them at the end, Lee, who is wearing like a nice shirt for whatever reason, does get himself eliminated. And I'm thinking, okay, it's like I like that. But then, of course, when we have, I don't know if Miss Goodnight here or the one in what was that? 1 or 2 movies? Yeah, 2 movies ago, Diamonds Are Forever. Who's the bigger bimbo? I don't know. With this woman, let's see. It's like this movie was trying to reinvent itself or evolve itself, but it just failed in every possible way. Let's see, with her gets kidnapped in a car. She was going to try and implant like a recorder, like a GPS thing or whatever. I don't know. 2, she had the keys for the car that this one of Bond's allies in Hong Kong was using. She says, "Oh, I have them with me." They're just like, "Good night." Then, of course, at the end, when they're trying to figure out, there's a sign that says absolute zero must be maintained with the helium, otherwise it would explode or whatever. It says, Miss Goodnight, can't you read the signs? Because the maintenance guy fell and he was going to just expand to all heck. And of course, she also presses a master override button. And then 1 or 2 other ones. It actually causes what the scene was just this giant solar panel satellite to come out that almost pretty much ends James Bond right there. And I'm like, why? Just why? Yeah, and then right at the end, right as they're about to be passionate, the little person returns, and he has a knife in his mouth, but he does get captured inside like a suitcase. And then he's hoisted up atop of a mast of a ship called a junk, which the British called from like a junket or something like that, but like a Chinese ship or something with kind of like curved sails. It actually looked pretty cool. Yeah. And even in the MI6 office, everything was slanted. Why is it slanted? I don't know. I like the absurdity, but it was too absurd even for me. I guess some of it was okay. Christopher Lee is pretty good because he plays the villain who pretty much takes everything over. Has good presence about him and can match with Roger Moore, who's just trying to channel the Sean Connery, who he had a little bit of a sardonic wit here, being sarcastic and everything, but here it just feels kind of dirty with a woman that's obviously younger than him. And I'm not blaming Roger Moore, I'm blaming the script, okay? This lady said, "I lost my charm," which was like a good luck charm. He said, "Not from here, no you haven't," and the lines just feel kind of flat. I don't know. Yeah. Christopher Lee and Roger Moore were friends on the off the set, which was, you could kind of see their chemistry going on. The actual Golden Gun itself could be disassembled and assembled. It was valued at 80,000 pounds or something like that in 2008, but it's also stolen, and I don't know if it was recovered or not. And according in the same year when a poll was conducted, fans found this the gun to be the sixth most popular thing in the entire franchise, which was pretty cool, I guess. So there's that. But and yeah, this takes place in Kowloon Walled City, which is known for its brothels, opium dens, and casinos. Pretty much Sin City, except in China, you know. So that was interesting to see, and I think one of the islands was called James Bond Island or something like that. I don't know, but besides that, this movie is just the direction of the writing team, the director, just I don't know. Some things I liked about it, but just with the absurdity and just the cop returning again. Nothing against the actor, David Clifton, whatever his last name is, Davies or something. It just it's probably the worst that I've seen. But if you want to see something very goofy, and you rip this apart with friends and a couple of beers or whatever, then Man with the Golden Gun. Oh, also Alice Cooper was going to do a song called Man with the Golden Gun. Submitted it the day after the deadline. Now we get the actually still freaking awesome Lulu version, but the song eventually appeared on the Muscle Love album. So yeah, the Man with the Golden Gun.